We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 11:55 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow and what's going on with the inflow versus outflow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our NVIDIA bot. Our NVIDIA bot at 9:15 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 70% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area to multiple rip areas in today's volatility. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition and back under a bull indicator, right? We talked about this in yesterday's video, how important it was for a bull indicator to pop up and try to hold this support above 495, and it did. And a bull indicator popped up at 495.70. It came back to it after the bell, and it used it as a double bottom effect there in today's volatility, and full strength there after it used it as support, right? Breaking through 500, getting towards the next resistance of 502, but rejecting it sharply here in the after hours. And it's going to be crucial for this bull indicator to continue to hold this staircase effect and continue to try to retest key resistance levels. Now, it wasn't just the SPY pushing back up. We also have the QQQ here with a bull indicator at 417. We have Tesla here sitting sideways and continuing to go lower towards the 140 area, trying to hold that support. And you have Apple here bouncing back up from the 164, 165 area and trying to get back above 167.50. And there it is, rejecting it pretty sharply and coming back down towards the 165 level. And you have Netflix here back under a bull indicator at 549, but in a tight consolidation and trying to slow down this big drop that happen after earnings. So I will be watching these very closely, especially Netflix here at these levels and what's going on in the overall charts. Now, on the SPY, if we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see in the bigger picture a full transition from the dip area to the rip area of bright green bars, and also a bull indicator popping up in the middle of the day at the 497.40 area. I would just round that up to 497.50, holding that support and trying to stay above it in the after hours. I will be watching if it could get back above 500 or if it will pull back down towards those levels and cancel out this bull indicator with another bear indicator. That's something I'm going to be watching going into tomorrow. Now, when we zoom into the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see the bull and bear indicators here fighting to dominate, and a bull indicator dominated in the middle of the day from 497 up towards 502, but a bear indicator has popped up here in the after hours and confirmed at the 500 level, right? To be exact, 508 cents. I'll just round that down, and that's something to not ignore as we're sitting right now at 499.66. Now, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflows and break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with outflow starting here in the second half of the day, and it's been fighting all day for inflows to dominate. You could see that outflow crossover on that pullback, and then in the middle of the day, once those inflows crossed over, it started to push up and reflect that strength into these charts. Now, the reason why things haven't completely collapsed to the downside on the 30-minute chart is because those outflows have not crossed, right? But they're getting really close. They're still positive, though, at 0.82, and I will be watching that very carefully here the rest of the after hours and going into tomorrow. Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see for the first time inflows crossing over, right? We could see the weakness here since Friday of the last 2 weeks, and all of last week, outflows continue to dominate. Every single time it got near the midpoint, it rejected, and you could see those drops every single time, hitting newer lows and wider Fred borders, and now we have inflows crossing over for the first time. This is something to not ignore here in the bigger picture, and I will be watching if it could stay above and pull upwards to continue to reflect strength into these charts, or will it get pulled back down below the midpoint and retest key support levels. Now, in the volatility of the 15-minute, we do have outflows crossed over here in the after hours, but it's really close to the midpoint, and it's going to be crucial for these inflows to pick back up to reflect any further strength here into these charts, because if it continues to pull downwards, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into the charts and retest those support levels. And the first support level I'll be watching is 497.50. If that gets broken through and the outflows roll over into the 30-minute, making it cross the midpoint to the downside, the next support I'll be watching is 495, and then below that comes the 493 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the downside. To the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to pick back up as they're really close to the midpoint, continue this staircase effect here, and retest the high of the day, and continue to test key resistance levels, pull up the 30-minute from not crossing the midpoint, if not back up, switching from red to green, and the first resistance is 502, then above that is 505, and then I'll be watching the 507 area, especially with these inflows here crossed over on the 1 hour back above for the first time in almost a week and a half. Definitely something to watch closely. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. These are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them. They're really close to the midpoints and fighting to stay above, and just crossed, as I showed, on the 1 hour for the first time in several days on the midpoint and back above, right? And here it is sitting at 0.54. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.